I'd go ahead and film just a small job, but this is the shifter lever for four-wheel drive, and this hole, you can see it best on this side. I don't know if you can see it on camera or not, but it's really hogged out, so it's like, let's see, it's real big on this side and over here. But what they did, and you can't see it now because I painted it, but that's not actually a bushing that they pressed in there. They filled the hole with brazing and then drilled through so that they could fix the problem. But it's still not, see, it's hard to do with one hand, but it's real floppy and loose. Normally probably wouldn't be that big of a deal. Technically I shouldn't really have to worry about it. It should be fine, but I do want it to be a little bit more rigid, so it's not just flopping around in the cab. And so what I'm doing is I found a bushing the exact same size as this leaf spring bushing. Didn't really want to destroy this bushing because it's pretty nice in case I ever need it. But it does fit over that with a little tolerance, but not nearly as bad as the lever itself. So that's pretty bad. So I picked up a lathe, and on the lathe I've got this other bushing that I got from Ace Hardware. So I'm going to turn this bushing down on the lathe to just barely undersize of that hole over there and see if I can get it pressed in, and we'll see what happens. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and I'll just go with a sloppy, floppy, loose shifter lever, but we're going to give it a shot. So I'll show you how I make a pass, and then I'll probably come back and show you a couple little things after that. So alrighty, here's the end result. Took quite a bit of work. It's there though, and really close. So I drilled. I didn't have a drill bit big enough, so I used a hole saw, which is horrible for accuracy. But it actually does fit relatively tight. It's not perfect. Definitely could loosen up over time, but I'm not too worried about it. This isn't a critical lever. This is not like a brake pedal or something like that. It's just the four-wheel drive shift. So, transfer case shift. So I will I'm going to clean all of this up, and then I'll get this pressed in there, and it should be a little bit nicer fit. Bushing pushed in almost by hand, so it's definitely not a tight fit like a bushing should. I'm proud of the lathe work, but I'm not proud of drilling out this hole in the lever, so you can see gaps like crazy. So it is a little bit tighter, but not by a whole lot, so there's still a little bit of play there. Not too worried about it. That was partial failure on that part, but I'll mount it up, and if it seems just way too wobbly, like if it rattles when I'm driving down the road or something, then I can always pull this lever back off real easily. It's really just a cotter pin, so I'll pull the lever back off, and I can drill even further, because I can still use this bushing here, because it's still quite a bit bigger outside diameter. So I could get a proper drill, or even take it to someone who can machine a nice clean hole in there, and then I can mill this down to, or turn this down to the right dimensions to press it in tight. So, but that's where I'm at. It was good practice on the mill, or I mean on the lathe. It's really kind of my first time ever using a lathe, so did a pretty good job. I'm proud of that. But drilling that hole out, just, I knew a hole saw was not going to be precise. They're very imprecise. They're sloppy. So, but that's where I'm at.